Resource Committee, we will go around the room and introduce ourselves, starting with
Dean Veneman, Secretary, Committee Member.
Sherry Evanson.
Ryan Hartman, HR Manager.
Kelly Warrington, City Staff.
Okay, call the meeting to order. Item number 2 is discuss and consider for approval the attached city policy, sick and paid leave. And with that, I will turn it over to Mr. Hartman.
All right, thank you. Just looking as we continue to clean up or review and clean up any city policies that are currently outstanding, looking to just make minor changes to the sick and paid leave. As you'll note in the attached, just making the sick days that can also be used to care for as you'll see the highlighted areas, to coincide and match with the exact verbiage of what's used as well as for FMLA. So it's just for a clarity issue. There's no changes. There's not maneuvering of any hours or touching anything along those lines. It's just for a clarity issue. So if an employee wants to, if a spouse has a doctor appointment and they're taking them for a knee surgery checkup, they don't need to apply for they can just take sick time. So it's just for a clarity issue, and matching that along with the Family Medical Leave Act versus, I think the verbiage in the prior was for family leave. So we just wanted to illustrate the Family Leave, actually point that out more as Family Medical Leave Act. So.
Any questions?
Nope.
We need to take action on this, yes.
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, on to item number 3. Update on wage study process, memorandum, JDQs, and survey. Brian?
All right, so thank you again. The wage study process has started to take a little bit more full effect. As of July 2nd, a memorandum went out from myself to all the parties involved, the employees, department heads that will be involved in this process. It was labeled as, in the subject line, mandatory employee action required, just because we want and need all the employee participation that we can get. For the next phase or next bullet point in this agenda is the JDQs, the job description qualifications. So what this is, we have gone back and forth, and I don't mean to ramble on, but this is just to provide information and clarity on how this is working. So we have certain job descriptions are fine-tuned and currently up to date. If there were other job descriptions where the job has been an incumbent for a number of years, that job description may have not gotten touched or updated in quite some time. We had gone back and forth on doing JDQs for outdated job descriptions and keeping current. Long story short, we thought as a whole, we thought it was best to go with everybody with the job description qualification form. That gives everybody the opportunity that receives this form to have a say as to what their job does and how much of a day consumes that particular part of a job. If I'm running a tractor backhoe, or if my job is this, how much of that day is consumed by doing certain things. If I work in the Human Resources Department, how much of my time is X, Y, and Z, versus us guessing or going off potentially maybe a 2-year-old job description, which may still be somewhat current, but it might not be accurate as we want it to be. So it gave us the idea, or the thought process was, it'll get everybody, we'll all start from a clean slate, from the same starting point going forward from here. And the employees, everybody involved that gets this JDQ, then the supervisors will be able to look at it. Our consultant, Carlson Detman, will be able to work with, if they have questions with the employee after they receive the information back. We can do touch bases with them and say, we just got some clarifications in IT. When you say you do this, how often, or what do you mean by this? So we can get everybody as accurate as we can possibly be. all starting from the same basis point. So that's what the intent is there. So that has been, to this point, has been well received. People are acting on it very, very quickly, more quickly than I thought they might. A lot of questions. A lot of employees might stop me in the hall, just ask a couple quick questions. Hey, I got this. Where are we at? How do you want me to do that? So we're working through it, phone calls, email, that type of thing. So it's been productive. What is that, about a week and a half now? It has been productive and informational to this point. And the deadline to have those submitted to us or completed is July 23rd. So July 23rd, those will then go to Carlson Detman, and we'll start to do the homework on that, getting people allotted, you know, where they should be based on where they currently are. And then lastly, a survey is going to be going out to department heads and I think elected individuals, just for, you know, citywide opinion type thought process. Quick, very short, quick, and that is either has just gone out or will be going out in the next day or two.
And what does the survey what does it ask? What is it asking?
That's
them?
going to provide basically just provide Carlson Detman feedback on, as a whole, what are you as alderpersons, what are you looking for, or what do you think you identify as maybe a glaring hole or issue, I shouldn't say hole, issue on the purpose and intent of this study. You know, what are you looking for out of this? What do you think is the number one thing that needs to be fixed? i.e. compensation or culture or something else. So I myself might say culture, you might say it's 100% compensation. That'll give the consultant, you know, information to look and be like, okay, we only have one person saying it's culture, but 95% of the other respondents all said compensation. Or it might be vice versa, or it might be facilities. So just a general, it's about one sheet, give or take 10 questions, pretty quick and painless.
Okay. And the employees are doing their own JDQs, and then they're working, does the supervisor, department head sign off on them before they're handed in?
Yeah, they'll review them or they work with them on it.
Right.
If they have questions, they'll sit down. I'm available to go sit down, help them. So also one thing we're doing, I'm glad you brought that up. If there are more than one incumbent in the same position, I believe truck drivers have 3 or 4. Truck drivers have 3 or 4. We don't need 4 people sitting down and doing 4 JDQs.
Okay.
As Kelly will allude to, they are a little bit time consuming. So what we do is take the 4 individuals in the dump truck, they work together for about an hour and create one.
Okay.
So we're only getting one form, rather than having 4 people do 4 different ones for the same job. 4 of them put their minds together and come up with one.
Okay.
Yep, good. So thanks for bringing that up.
So if I remember correctly, would Carlson, they would review up to 55 positions, is that right?
Yep.
How many are we at, do you know? How many positions are they reviewing, or how many are we gonna have?
That I don't know how many they'll have when we're done. That we'll get back. I didn't do a exact head count on that.
So, maybe this wasn't, maybe this was a question for Tim, but was the contract up to 55, this is what it is, and are there any places, if we have stuff left over, is there any place else we wanna have them look? I mean, it doesn't say we have to act on it.
Right. The answer is yes. We'll be for instance, we have a position currently posted that was just currently recent. Community development.
Okay.
We utilized Carlson Detman already to help with that. Like, why have us guess it when we're already doing? You know, let that be the first one. And I will say they turned around in a couple days and had that and had it set up for us. The other nice part of working with them is going forward, if somebody, be it me or HR committee, think a reclassification might be necessary, they will also do that going down the road.
Okay.
With a cost, but it's a minimal cost compared to, myself and HR committee sitting down and saying, this, we think it maybe should or shouldn't be reclassed and doing the market, whatever. So they will also offer to do that as well. So yeah, on that, I know they also said give or take a few
Mhm.
inside or above the 55 won't affect dollars and cents.
Okay. And have we gotten anything back from them yet?
From Carlson Detman
Mhm.
in regards to
Anything?
well, they created the JDQs in the survey. The memorandum that I sent out actually was one that they helped
Okay.
draft and create. We'll have another call. So we've had I'm sorry, I think now I understand your question. We had a kickoff call 3 weeks ago approximately. We have our next one scheduled for next Tuesday, and then we'll have bi-weeklies after that for every
Okay.
for approximately a half hour, just on where we're at. Next week's will be how many responses have we gotten back on the JDQs? How many more are out there that we need returned? That type of thing. So
Okay. Good.
yeah, and then like I said, the work they did on the assistant planner, community development specialist, I think that's the new title. That's the one they produced for us,
Good.
if that helps.
Yep.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Not here.
I don't think we have to take action on this. I guess that takes us to item number 4, which is adjournment then. Before we adjourn, do we want to look at a calendar instead of,
Yes.
okay,
Pick a date.
sure.
First Wednesday in August is August 4th. Tuesday, August 3rd.
I guess we're assuming that this room is available. I don't know, as long as they stay on the schedule, Circuit Court Municipal Court stays on their schedule.
Yes.
This room should be available, but
Does Public Works, when do they meet? First Tuesday of the month also, though, right?
I don't know. All I know is the first Monday and first Tuesday each have 2. I think there's Park and Planning and Finance
Oh, that's right.
and Public Works, yeah. I'm not sure what the order is.
So that's how we ended up with this second week, right?
Correct. Day work better than
I'm open.
Dean?
Tuesdays or Wednesday, either one of those.
5 o'clock, 5:30?
I can make it by 5 if it's easier for you guys.
Well, then we can get out of here. I mean, not that we're.
We can get out of here like
but-
5:07 then.
Right?
Oh wait, is that on the record? Sorry.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm sure Ryan's been here all day, and I'm sure he,
Mm-hmm.
5 o'clock on the first Tuesday of the month then?
sure.
So,
And that won't interrupt with anyone.
I don't know.
We'll find out. I imagine eventually they're gonna go back to using this, they use this for their
Pre-trials.
pre-trials in here, so,
So tentatively August 3rd.
at 5 o'clock.
August 3rd, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll check tomorrow.
Good. All right, with that then, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned at 5:47. Thank you.